Bitcoin might be on the verge of something bigger than people expect. The time for something new has arrived. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is January 22nd. Now, we were talking about Bitcoin potentially continuing the run up to hit some higher levels. And of course, yesterday, when the price sort of just stopped and consolidated, people just jumped to the conclusion that this run has ended. But as you saw in the beginning of the video, it is very possible that Bitcoin is currently in a parabola. Usually what happens is after every impulse up, the price consolidates to create a new support base before continuing up again. And it seems like Bitcoin might be trying to form support above the macro downtrend line. So what are the requirements of a parabola? Basically, you just have to continue to create higher highs and higher lows. It's quite simple. Bitcoin can go as low as 21,650 while still maintaining the parabolic structure. I'm not saying that we're going to go to 21,650. I'm just explaining what type of wiggle room we have. We have a little bit of wiggle room below us where the price could consolidate above that level and things would still be generally bullish here. It's possible that the price might backtest the macro downtrend line as new support before continuing up, and that would be another higher low. And so in theory, Bitcoin has three bases of support. The third one's being formed right now. We have the low that was formed around 16,500. That's base number one. Then we punched above 20,000, maintained prices above 20,000, and created base number two. And this is, in theory, base number three, based on the anatomy of a parabola. So in theory, Bitcoin has another impulse up after this, and then a final parabolic top to be formed. And those last two steps could in fact bring us up to as high as 28,500. Now, this is just a guess. This is just an analysis. Bitcoin doesn't have to do anything. There could be more layers to this run than just what I'm explaining here. Nothing is set in stone. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. My opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. Bitcoin is just going to basically go along with what the stock market's doing. Yes, Bitcoin is getting unique price action right now, but generally the run is going to be either allowed or not allowed by the stock market. So this upcoming week is pretty critical for this trend. Bitcoin is in the middle of a run and it needs the stock market to allow it to continue up. Of course, there's no guarantees that this is going to be a parabolic run. If the stock market dumps this week, well, Bitcoin's going to follow to the downside. But it is looking pretty good. Every time Bitcoin makes a run recently, there's no immediate rejection. We just form another sideways base and continue up. And I think the likelihood that Bitcoin forms another base of support around this range above 21,650, I think the likelihood is high that we actually form that third base and continue up. There's a few key areas of horizontal resistance that we have on the chart, and one of them is just above us now at 25,200, and this is right around where the 200-week SMA is. I think it's likely that we hit the 200-week. The question is it going to cause sellers to step in and take profit around that level? But if we are able to get past that level, Bitcoin could be running as high as 28.5 or around 30K. I think that previous area of support in the previous bull market is definitely a very key level. Like we've been talking about in previous videos, Bitcoin has done this before. In 2019, we broke the downtrend and we kind of just ran straight to 14,000. And what you'll notice is that the $6,000 price level was the level that everyone was so sure that Bitcoin was going to stop there. It had to stop there because there was so much previous support, which was expected resistance, but it didn't. Bitcoin blew straight through that zone. It always sounds crazy to say things like this, but it's possible that we don't stop at 30, just like 2019. In general, the trend is shifting here, and I think we're going to be seeing much more bullish action than most retail expects. And if you look at this chart, this is an interesting tweet from Game of Trades. He's saying retail traders are heavily betting on the downside. These put-call ratio levels were last seen during COVID-19. So once again, retail, the masses, got it all wrong. They were so comfortable with the downtrend, and as the downtrend continued, they just thought, this is the new normal, we're just going down, the bulls are dead. Right when retail hits new all-time highs for bearish speculation, that's when the trend changes. And that put-call ratio is for the S&P. But it gives you a general idea of what most retail traders are doing right now. And most of them are just so convinced that the downside is going to continue. I've seen so much social media activity surrounding bearish sentiment, people thinking that this is just a trap, etc., etc. And once again, the highest levels of bearish speculation line up with the bottom zone and the bullish breakout zone. Looking at these metrics, the crowd is bearish. The crowd has been bearish. And of course, don't follow the crowd. I know there's a lot of people that are watching this that are kind of just like shocked at all this price action and the fact that things are actually changing. I think their heads are kind of twisted. When the crowd is generally bullish or generally bearish, that's usually near a top zone. And the crowd has been very bearish. So it makes sense. You know, everyone got bearish at the wrong time as usual, and we're ready to run up. I think that it's becoming more and more likely that all the money that's on the sideline is likely going to flood back into the market as the FOMO picks up, right? There's a lot of people that are fearing that they're missing out right now. They were so sure it was going to go down. So as long as Bitcoin holds 21,650, even in the event of a pullback, as long as we're above that zone, that is a higher low, and that is still within the realm of a potential base inside of a parabola. And also, we have reached 70,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you guys so much for that. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and also take advantage of the offer. It's a limited offer. If you deposit $200 using my BitGet link, you get $20 free after January 23rd. They'll deposit the 20 bucks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.